Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, innovation,
And we know that is a brainstorm.
Yourself after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one. Hello everybody and welcome to Brainstorm Broadcast. Corruption is a commonplace and many people resort to it to find solutions to their problems. And in the Democratic Republic of Congo, corruption is something that is being fought by the government, and we're going to see some highlights of this issue, corruption, a way out, in this program. So this will help us identify some of the problems and some of the solutions to be dealt with. Joining me now on this set is Sam Chakala, a motivator and a junior lecturer at Université de Kinshasa. Hello, Sam, and welcome to this program.
Hello, Guy. Thank you for the time and the opportunity that you have given me. I'm happy-go-lucky person today.
I'm excited to deal with this topic. I think it's a really a sensitive one.
Yeah.
Corruption, is it a way out? We see that today people, most of them in all level of societies resort to corruption to find problems, solutions to their problems.
Okay.
So now we want to deal with this topic is in terms of moral value. What is corruption broadly speaking?
Okay, let me take this definition from Kabli. Kabli said that corruption is the abuse of the power or authority for personal gain, violating ethical principles such as honesty, integrity, and fairness. It undermines trust and fairness in the society. So this according to Kabli, and this definition aligns perfectly with my opinion. That's all.
Okay. Corruption is like what you just tried to lay it out.
Yeah.
We're going to follow this video defining what corruption is. Please take a look at it and we'll be back.
Globally, corruption is pervasive. If left unchecked, it can cause significant damage to public services and government. Globally, corruption costs trillions of dollars every year. But what is corruption? How does it happen? And why should you care? Corruption occurs when an official or a representative of a government misuses or abuses the powers that are afforded to them. Officials have many duties, including deciding how to spend public money and providing advice to government, ensuring community health and safety, issuing qualifications, licenses, fines and penalties, and approving or rejecting applications, collecting, accessing and using sensitive and confidential information, and ensuring the delivery of government functions like corrective services meets community expectations. Officials are trusted to deliver essential services for the community, and we expect them to act with integrity at all times. Unfortunately, some officials take advantage of their positions and authority, usually for a personal benefit for themselves or someone else. This could look like an official giving a government contract to a friend instead of the company that offered the best value for money, an official accepting money in exchange for a license approval, a prison officer providing contraband to detainees, or an official committing theft, fraud or other criminal behaviours in connection with their official duties. The ACT Integrity Commission was established to identify, expose and prevent corruption in the ACT, and you can help. If you suspect serious or systemic corruption by an official, make a report to integrity.act.gov.au. Report it so we can sort it.
All right. Is corruption a local issue or a global problem?
Corruption is not a local issue. It's a global issue. Because we don't only talk about corruption in the DRC. Corruption is everywhere. Every country, they are facing this anti-value, which is corruption. So it's not local issue, but global issue.
All right, so you think that we should deal or try to come up with these problems, especially in the DRC? Why is there much need or greater need in DRC than in other lands?
Because we are expecting to develop this country. We are expecting to build a lot of things. We are expecting to have a very stable governance. So we need to align this power with corruption, because corruption is the key. It's a native value which kills the country, which devastates a lot of corner of a country. Today, if we don't have a good education, it's about corruption. Today, if we don't have a good university, it's about corruption, because corruption in DRC is everywhere. Reason why I'm talking to you, but I will be focused on DRC, which is my country, as a citizen of Democratic Republic of Congo. We need to talk about corruption every day, because it is what we are living. Today we see people, they are not hired because of their skill. They're not hired because they know something about the position. But they are hired because they give money. You see people corrupting even for having job in a public institution. But how are we expecting to have a good public institution? Are we expecting to have a good country? Corruption is killing this country. Reason why we need to align these points every day. It's important. Sometimes when I talk about this matter, sometimes I get angry because it's not good. We need to align these points every time.
Granted, the corruption is a global issue, but the particular emphasis should be put here in DRC, of course. But you think that the fight is lost in advance because a lot of efforts has been made, but so far there is no change. You think that the fight is worthwhile?
The fight is there. I know we cannot go back again. We cannot go back to the past to see if the fight is already lost. No, we need to see the future. I'm not there to talk about the past, what the people they did in the past. Why didn't they succeed about corruption? No. I'm talking about the future. The fight is there. I'm with you. We have to put everything on the table and discuss about it, implement some strategies to put away, to chase out corruption in this country.
Okay, chasing corruption or putting away, especially in the DRC or other lands, because it's the issues that concern everybody, and people give their voices expressing how corruption should be fought, not only in Congo, but also some other lands. Please take a look at this video to see how people are expressing or calling on others to join them to fight corruption. Please watch and we'll be back.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
I am Peter Bucker from TNT.
I'm Alan Beckman from Fluor Corporation.
I'm Sam DiPiazza from PricewaterhouseCoopers.
I'm Richard O'Brien from Newmont.
Each year, $1 trillion is lost in bribes and other forms of corruption around the world.
Imagine that in some countries, people are forced to pay a bribe to get a job they are qualified for.
People are forced to pay a bribe to get their children into schools.
People are forced to pay a bribe to have access to basic medical care that should be available for all.
We can and must stop this corrupt behavior.
Consider this. The $1 trillion lost each year to bribes could feed up to 400 million starving people for the next 27 years. That's enough of a reason for me.
Together with over 140 other CEOs, I have joined the World Economic Forum's Partnering Against Corruption initiative,
which helps companies better fight corruption. You can help too.
Send a video of your breakthrough idea on how to best fight corruption today.
The best ideas will be shown at the World Economic Forum annual meeting.
We will soon reply to you from Davos. Thank you.
Now, let's say, for some, they think that corruption helps somehow to make things move forward, because following the formal rule, formal procedure takes a time. But when you use bribery, you can get things faster. And you think that corruption is one of the key that can help a country, a state, move forward or get development or move backward. If you say so, why?
I don't know who say that corruption can help people. to move things to go forward, to go quickly, to be successful. I don't think. Corruption is anti-value. We cannot accept corruption.
It's an anti-value.
Why? I'm telling you now, because you see, you just said here that corruption will help some people to move things to go fastly while dealing with something else. But let me tell you that I give an example that you go to look for job, but you have a lot, you are a lot, and there are a lot of candidates. Let me give an example of even 100 candidates. But you see that they align some criteria that the candidate they should normally have. They say the candidate they have to speak English, the candidate they have to have this kind of degree. But while recruiting people, you see others people they try to develop some anti-value. They say we have to corrupt this. They try to correct the money, but they are not skilled. Okay, they are not able to set some issue about this position, and they corrupt. Yeah, it's better. It's opportunity for them because they corrupt. They will have a job. They'll be high. They'll be paid. But if it's about the public institution, if it's about to develop a country, it will be a loss because they'll be doing nothing special. So corruption cannot help a country to go ahead. Corruption cannot help you to go ahead. Reason why, if you go back to my definition, I say this. When we talk about corruption, I say is the violence of value, is a violence of value. It's like you are killing good manner, the way that people should normally be. Reason why I align in this definition, to say that if we chase away corruption, people will be honest. Because somebody who is developing this behavior of corruption cannot be honest with his job or a job.
Yes.
This person will not be dealing things normally because it's something that it's behavior that you are developing. If you develop it today, why they are recruiting you? You develop this behavior. We have to be sure that when you be inside of the institution, you will only develop these strategies. You will be you will be making all bad documents with other issues. It will not help a country it will not help a society, because we need to be careful with this concept of corruption. It's really good to align this point.
Okay.
And to boost people to not be conformed on that.
Okay. Far from encouraging corruption for some, that's, according to your perspective, is an anti-value that must to be eradicated. For others who are beneficiary, maybe he got that job because he paid a robbery. He got somebody who could connect him easily because he resorted to bribery, corruption to get that job, and you detrimentally lost that privilege. So it is not something that should be encouraged. So let's focus now on education sector. Corruption is as well widespread in that sector. So can you explain to what extent does corruption affect that sector as well? As one of the educator, as a junior lecturer, can you tell us more about how corruption works at the educational level?
Yeah, corruption will really affect. When we talk about educational system, when we have corruption, the student will be weak. We will not have skilled people. Because in this country, we need people to study. Why do they send people to study? It is to develop this country. It is to settle some issue that we have to do to this country. Because we often say every time that the young of today is the hope of tomorrow. Every time we often say that. When we have corruption in educational area, first, the student will not be studying. They will be going to university. That they will say, yeah, I will corrupt even if I go or not, even if I follow the class or not. I will only succeed because I will give money. We will have people having diploma, people talking about their degree, but they will not have nothing in their brain. The mindset will not be good and well organized, even about resolving some problem of institution, resolving some problem of their country. The mindset will not be organized. The second thing that it will create something that we say as a teaching assistant, as a junior lecturer, we will not be giving students, we will not be teaching very well in the good way, because we'll be rushing things. Why rushing things? we're doing that. We say that, no, if I rush things, the student will not understand, and they will come back to me claiming about result. When they be claiming about result, I will tell them to give me some money. This will not be good. We need to eradicate corruption in educational system. Everybody, I'm talking to everybody now. I'm talking to everybody, not only authority, but everybody. If we adapt, we align corruption, we put it like a value in our ways of living, this country will not be developed, and nothing will change.
Okay, let's be clear, let's be pragmatic. As a teacher, I think you agree with me that both teachers and students are involved in corruption at all levels. So who is accountable? Who should promote the fair, good values?
It's a teacher, because a teacher is teaching you. Normally the teacher is there for teaching value, to show you the good way. Because a teacher is somebody who is preparing future for their students. Because the student, when they go to school, they don't know nothing about the future. You as a teacher, you have to learn some value to help those students to, when they be in the future, when they be looking for the job, when they be in front of the opportunity, to not be the loser, but to be the winner. To say, oh my God, I got a good teacher. And those students, they will be testifying. You know, we need to be a good teacher. A teacher show the way. A teacher show you how to behave. Even the behavior should come sometimes from the school. Because a student can miss education at home, but he could receive it to school. The school also is the one of the places that people, they can receive a good education and a good way of living. Reason why, when a teacher is corrupted, the country is died, and the country is gone to the dog. And normally, even now I'm talking about the government, those people who are taking care of educational system, we need to be so rude with the teachers, because the teacher, they make way for our students, because we need to expect a good future for our children to be a good leaders of this country in the future.
All right, I think you made make a good statement, and viewers are observing, watching. They're going to take away what's positive in order to continue to fight against corruption, especially in the DRC. In addition to what my guest on the platform is saying about how to fight or overcome that anti-value in A-level, especially colleges or university schools, the government tries every means possible to eradicate corruption through some strategy or mechanism put in place in order to fight it. Please watch this video and we'll be back.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, the fight against corruption is going from strength to strength. Appointed by President Felix Tshisekedi in July last year as Chief Inspector of Finance, Jules Alinguet-Ki says that public finances are doing well. Today I can guarantee to you that there hasn't been a month in 2021 where we made less than $500 million. So there are months where we made 900 million, 800 million, 700 million, and the minimum we made was 500 million, whereas in 2020 we have never exceeded 400 million. Despite progress, corruption remains a big problem in the country. NGOs denounce the handling of funds to fight the pandemic and provide humanitarian aid. To speak of zero corruption, zero embezzlement is a utopia. But in the Congo, the problem is that we have reached a very high level that I would estimate to be as high as 90%. That is to say that in our country, 90% of public expenditure is diverted and 10% is left for the collective interest. Our strategy is to reverse this situation. According to Transparency International's 2020 corruption perception, the country ranks 170 out of 180 countries.
All right. Now, can you say that you are positive that the efforts made by individuals, namely public administrations or even governments, can help in the days ahead to see the level of corruption be lessened in the Democratic Republic of Congo?
Why not? Why not? We need to implement a commission, normally. First, what we have to do, when you're fighting corruption, it's not a piece of cake. We need first to implement a commission. Okay, people are there only for controlling. They are there only for monitoring and checking how the system is working. We need to have, in all society, all public institutions, they have to have this commission. And they have to have this commission to working hard and reviewing something, reviewing all bad issues, all anti-value, and chase out all those people who are not well skilled, who doesn't carry good vision for the institution, who are there only for being corrupted by the people instead of looking for their own gain. We need to really adapt to implement commission in society.
Okay, you've talked so far about public administration, how corruption is sometimes carried out and how people resort to it to get some privileges or advantages. You talked about corruption in the education system and so forth. But now, I'd like you to make a little comment on law enforcement. How does corruption as well affects law enforcement? Those who are called to crack down, some measures for people to obey or abide by the rule when it comes to public order.
Yeah, that's the big also issue. That's really complicated, in this country. When we talk about law enforcement, sometimes those people implemented some law, okay, instead of fighting, okay, instead of getting over, okay, corruption.
But they justify it, say they're not well paid. That's why they resort to corruption to get an easy way.
Yeah.
Maybe something which can help them.
What we tell them, it is themselves. First, they have to be educated, because when you see somebody who every time often being corrupted, yourself, you have this anti-value, you have this bad behavior. Every time they corrupt you, but they nominate you. They say you'll be there for controlling people. Come on, the change will not come because you are corrupted. But how are you gonna control those people who corrupt? Nothing. We need to put people first. The first thing, we need to align people who demonstrate honesty on their way of working first. We need to check them sometime. We need first those people who will be there for controlling, for monitoring. We have to be sure that those people, they demonstrate honesty, integrity in their way of working. Okay. In this way, things will go okay, and we will talk about law enforcement.
All right. If I could get you, you mean that your takeaway is that poverty, suffering, even people are public servants are not well paid.
Yeah.
This does not justify corruption or bribe from the people. All right, that's what I can take.
Exactly. When we talk about even poverty, a lot of people, they are suffering, not because there is no money. Today you can see people, they are getting money in our public institution. They don't go to the job.
So this doesn't
They
solve
don't
any
go
problem.
to the job. It means that you are from this family, they say, oh no, people, they are getting money, come. They take your name, they take your information, they align you, and you be paying. Each month you got a salary. But you don't work there. You don't work there. But the other people, they are skilled, they are looking for job, they don't find it. Even them, they will be disqualified. But they align names of people who will even not come to the job.
Okay.
It's the bad thing. And we need to align this moment. We need to boost the government, the people, to care about the corruption, because this will kill our generation.
Okay, we learn a lot about this talk show. Corruption, is it a way out? There are sad consequences, not only now, but in the long run, if people encourage that misbehavior or misconduct. So the fight is not far from over. Everybody has to be involved in order to fight corruption. So please take a look at this last video that deals with how does corruption affect people in different areas of life. Please take a look and we'll be back.
What is corruption? To us, it's simple. Corruption is the abuse of entrusted power for private gain. Whether it's paying a bribe to access public services like healthcare and education, or whether it's money laundering schemes involving billions in dirty money, what's important is how corruption affects you, and the cost of corruption can be enormous. Corruption can cost you your livelihood, your rights, your health, your freedom, and sometimes even your life. It erodes democratic freedoms, rule of law, and trust in government. Corruption also reduces your chances for a healthy environment and sustainable future. When money meant to tackle the climate crisis is stolen, that's your future being taken from you. When money meant to improve your local schools, hospitals, and roads is snatched away, opportunities for a better life are lost with it. When money meant to improve your government and the rule of law is stolen, so too is your chance for a more just and secure future. Every year we lose billions to corruption, billions that were supposed to improve all of our lives, our opportunities, and our communities. At times, the scale of the problem can seem overwhelming, but corruption is not inevitable. Together, we have the power to stop corruption. Join us.
All right, now we're near at the end of our talk show. We're landing.
Okay.
I wanted to make a last statement, a final statement, before we conclude.
Yeah, for concluding, I invite all young people, okay, to come at Groupe La Plume SARL, because we're gonna implement something like training, okay, boosting people about good manner, the good way of behaving, okay. I invite everybody to come, okay, to come there. It should be better to discuss around the table. Better, even you are my guest. I mean, that's okay. Which I will tell people as closing this this broadcast. What am I gonna say again? That corruption is an anti-value. We need to care about it. If you didn't care about it, the country will not be developed. That's all.
Thank you, Sam Chakala, for coming, and I hope that in days ahead you'll be invited again to discuss other issues.
Why not?
It was our pleasure to deal with this topic, corruption, is it a way out? It was fantastic dealing with this topic, embracing different aspects about corruption as an anti-value. So each and every one of us is encouraged just to put it aside, to take it out of our minds, because it plagues, it affects our country, even the world, in a bad way. So we've been very excited to discuss this issue. So stay tuned in the next Second National Channel. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Here are some highlights of this program.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Brainstorm exclusive interview.
Our education should be corrected, adapted, and updated.
Live better, they can send their children to school because they can interact with their authorities.
Mechanics, electricity, computer science, you know, innovation, yeah.
And we know that it's a brainstorm.
Yourself, after watching this interesting program, notice the final statement made by our notable guest, a brand new one.